What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Recess. The Recess is a YouTube podcast dedicated to shining light on urban youth baseball and softball across the country. We love to highlight individuals that are doing wonderful things across the globe in the game of baseball and softball. Extremely honored to have Duke Baxter. Man, he's an internet sensation. He's literally raising the bar on baseball instruction. He has wonderful things going on. I don't want to ruin his introduction or leave anything off. But if you're watching this, make sure that you click the link below, hit the subscribe button, share this. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Coach EOF Guru. Make sure you follow Zone Sports, Duke Baxter, and everything. So I'm gonna get this thing started. So Duke, can you talk to the audience? All right, how you got started with Zone Sports and the wonderful thing that Zone Sports that you guys have going on?
Yeah, so we started Zone in 2002. I was playing for the Somerset Patriots at the time. And, we're just ever since all through high school and all through college, I just loved working with kids. I just loved the game and working with kids, back in, summer camps and, little camps and just really, really liked it. And, when you're little, all I kept saying was, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. And everyone's like, oh, come on. Yeah. And as I got older, it was like, I want to one day own a baseball facility. Oh, yeah. Because it's not even a real thing. Like back then, it wasn't even what's that mean? You want to, so I would start doing that and giving lessons. And people were like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I give baseball lessons. They're like, what do you really do? And I'm like, that's what I really do. I'm a baseball coach. And now it's a 28,000 square foot place. And, we've placed over 700 kids in colleges and there's 17 of us that work at Zone. And so it's just really, turned into a big time passion for helping kids, whether they're 6 or 86, trying to just get better and have fun in the game. And, and I tell the guys and gals all the time that we're working with is like, our job is to get the kids 1% better. That's it. It's not to try to get them to be Derek Jeter on day one. Like that's so just little by little, this kid to make his middle school team and this kid to hopefully make his high school team. And if this guy wants to go to, and then we have guys that are coming in at 70 years old that are going to fantasy camps, like wanting to groove their swing before they go to Florida to, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just think the whole game is fun and every part about it is a blast.
Absolutely. So, I'm a big fan, first and foremost. I'm a tremendous fan. I thanked him so much for joining me before, we hit the record button and everything. So one of the unique things that I see, everybody's moving on your drills, right? If we really want to talk baseball, it's not lethargic. It's not like one ground ball at a time. Everyone's moving, right? That's one of the things that I found unique about you guys at Zone Sports. So can you talk to the audience a little bit about what makes you guys different than any other baseball facility in your state and across the United States?
Yeah, I think what I like to pride ourselves in is the kids having fun. Like I always say, a perfect lesson is a guy or a girl sweating as they're smiling as they got turf all over their body stuck to it and they walk out going, I can't wait to go back. That's a good baseball or softball lesson. It's like, because everyone calls it the boring sport. I mean, at the end of the day, the ball's in flight in a 7-inning game for 8 minutes. Well, what are you doing for the rest of it's a 2-hour game. So if the ball's in flight for only 8 minutes, what are you doing with all that other time? And I tell everyone else, you're talking, you're moving, you're anticipating, it's like, well, I'm getting my field ready. I'm talking to the second baseman. Hey, let's turn 2 here. I'm telling the third baseman, hey, be ready. Here's an off-speed pitch. I'm showing to the outfielders like there's so much to do, but people that don't understand the game don't understand all the things that happen in between pitches, after pitches. You're reading somebody's, late on a fastball and you're kind of cheating one way and all of a sudden he hits it right where you knew. And you're like, man, like that's just like living the game, and I think I take our lessons and, because a lot of people take their lessons and they make it so predictable. Right? Here's a ground ball. I'm going to roll it out to you on the turf. It's not going to move. Bing, bing, bing. Then all of a sudden the game comes and it's like, man, my son's missing balls. He's backstepping. He's this, that. I'm like, so I like to make the game unpredictable with bad hops, multi-ball drills, changing direction, because the more athletic you can make them and the more you can get them to think about what's next, that's baseball, right? Like what's next? Okay, I got that out, but what about this? Or, oh, I bobbled this ball. Well, if I fake this throw, I might get that person to sneak off the bag and I can backdoor pick, or, so I think that's what it's unique about us, is how fun can we make this 30 minutes and get the kids to love the game just as much as we do.
Absolutely. Woo! You got me fired up over here, Coach. And the number one thing is that I see with all the energy, right? I can feel the energy from my phone or the computer screen. So I can only imagine once COVID is over, I'll be in the East Coast. I'm coming. So I'm gonna kind of switch gears, right? Because I know you get this question a lot, right? You train kids from 3 years old to 23 years old, right? What is, in your opinion, what are the most important factors in making a complete and exceptional baseball player?
I think that making a complete baseball player is getting into their mind and getting building their confidence. And you see it all the time. Sometimes you'll see a kid that the swing is but you build his confidence up and he's a tough out. Then sometimes you see a kid that, he's got such a pretty swing, and but when the going gets tough, 0 for 3, you're like, how this kid's got an awesome swing, but he can't hit. This kid's got a bad swing, but man, he can hit. Well, how does that work? It's all up here. So in order to be a full, an all-around player, I got to think of myself and get myself as good as I can. But then I got to think of my team and how can I get my team as good as they can be. And I think that's where a lot of players are lacking right now, is thinking about the team and, how can I help the team win? And how can I, be a good teammate? You know what I'm saying? I think that's so important, because in a society right now where, high school kids are like, it's all about their measurables. Did I hit 90? Did I throw 90? Am I running a 6'4"? Well, that's all fine and good, but that college coach that's trying to recruit you is trying to get you to in a specific kind of a culture that's going to help the team, the college coaching team. You know what I mean? So they go from trying to be the best person and going to a showcase that's individualized, all about them, to now trying to get remolded into like fitting into and I think that's hard for kids right now. I think that's something that no matter how much you keep on saying that, they don't understand that part of like, well, I hit 90. Why don't they want me? Well, because you showed up late to practice, or because you just walked on the field. Like there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of kids that throw 90 now. They want the kid that's going to bust his butt on the field and throw 90. And, it's like, it's those intangible pieces of the puzzle that, you try to keep on instilling in them, so that they're like, man, you see that kid just hustling. Like, I can't wait to watch him play. I don't even care what he plays like. So I just look what he, does off the field. They think that's not a thing, but every college coach you talk to, every pro coach, everyone you talk to that's at this level, that's the first thing they say. How is he? How's his family? How are his parents? What's he like? Like, it's not just about, wow, I posted a 110 exit velo. Like, that's important, but that's not the only thing.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, right? Because we get so caught up in the showcase toolsy guys, but a lot of times those tools don't equate to what you're talking about, mental makeup and being a tough out and being a tough, day in and day out. And that's the rigor and the grind of the game. But I could go on and on about that, right? Yeah. I heard you mention, kids blowing out the radar gun and, hitting 90 miles per hour, probably trying to run a 6'4", hitting 90 miles per hour exit velo, right? So I know we're in the game of analytics, right? Personally, I think analytics are good to do driving and measuring where you're at. But I also don't think that it should tank the game of baseball, right? I want you to give me and the audience your thoughts on analytics, the pros and the cons, in your opinion.
Okay. I think that, we just started in our organization using the blast motion sensor, and I love it for the younger guys to help build confidence. It can, if you're taking 50, 70, 100 swings a day, at the end of the week, you have 700. That's something to be said about that. At the end of the month, you have 3,000. So if you become a tougher out when you're putting in the work to build the confidence to be like, man, I swung my bat 3,000 times this month. Like, okay, I'm getting better. whether I know my analytics or my measurables or I'm going to get like, I'm building something, right? So the numbers I'm still learning all the analytics behind Blast, and I'm learning, but I think it's a tool for the coaches that are working with those kids to stay connected with them, because all those swings that they're taking at home, or if they're on the road playing on the weekend and they played 5 games, well, I can just go look at the sensor. And I know exactly what those kids are doing, so I can help them from a distance, so to speak. So we are still connecting, especially during COVID times. If we get locked down for a month, well, I can still see my kid every day. I can do the video analysis. I can send them voiceovers. I can, so there's also, and I was saying this yesterday to some of our coaches, I'm the kind of guy, and I was the kind of player that I would watch you and I would see her, I'd watch you swing, and I would mimic it, and I would match it up. And that's how I did it. It wasn't, oh, you have to swing at this level, at this angle, at this, because I would just up here, I would fall apart, because we didn't really have that back then anyway. So, but the more people would say, hey, Duke, we're going to do single arm drills, and I want you to, like, that would just get in my head. I'm like, well, just tell me what the result you want. I'll go practice my butt off. And then all of a sudden, like, I was able to, get that. So I was much more of a hands-on visual guy than, a numbers or analytical guy. But with the times today, it can only help. If you're not doing it, you're missing out. You know what I mean? You don't have to love it, but you have to at least try it, understand it, and then say, nah, it's not for me. But just to go, oh, no, that stuff doesn't work. Well, you don't know anything about it. Like, if you never had sushi, you can't just say, oh, it's slimy, it's gross. Well, did you try it? Oh, dang, that's good. I never. Well, you just got to, so I think that with some of the analytics, you got to take the time and be open-minded and learn a little bit about it. Maybe you'll be like, dang, even if I only use 5% of it, that's more than 0% of it, and the kids are using it now. So to not use it, 90% of the major league teams are using it. Over 400 colleges using it. If they're all using it, there's got to be something good about it. Mm-hmm. So I got to at least, I got to try it.
Absolutely. So Duke, I know we got to wrap this. We're definitely going to do a second inning, in the words of my main man, Josh Harrison. We're going to do a second inning, but we're going to be live probably at your facility once we get on the other side of this COVID. But for anybody who's watching this on YouTube or sees it on Instagram, or, they get the Zoom link, the playback, if someone wants to pick your brain on baseball or get in contact with you, how can they go about doing so?
Sure. A lot of my stuff is at Duke Baxter, DukeBaxter. I'm also at Zoned Sports, Zoned Sports. And then we also have an online course. It's Dominate the Diamond. And it's everything you can need, the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of coaching. So it's like the Zoned is the indoor facility. My personal stuff is just videos and drills and trying to give people ideas on stuff. And Dominate the Diamond is like the online, for that online coach that just wants a little bit more to, help his team out. So, I'm all around. And my 12-year-old son just made me get a TikTok account. So that's kind of fun. I'm like, man, I'm too old for a TikTok account, but hey, I'm at Duke Baxter on there, and just again firing up drills and just trying to help people that are on different areas of social media. Hopefully I can help somebody. So that's kind of my motto.
Absolutely, man. Duke, thank you so much for taking the time to join me on the recess. For everyone who's watching this, make sure you go follow me, Coach EOF Guru, on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure you guys definitely follow Duke Baxter, Dominate the Diamond, Zone Sports, man. Giving you all the great information about baseball, man. Make sure you're getting better, 10% better that day. Make sure that you share this with somebody. Duke, you got something for the people?
If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So try something a little bit different today to take yourself to the next level.
Absolutely, Duke, man. This is Coach E. I had Duke Baxter here from Zone Sports signing off.
Thanks, Coach E. I appreciate you, bud.
I appreciate you too.